Getting ready for the postseason, having a conversation here with Turkey Valley boys basketball coach Chris Sullivan. And Sully, on the season, you ended up 13-6 overall. You ended up 12-4 in a very competitive Upper Iowa Conference. All in all, pretty good numbers when you look at the regular season. Would you agree?
Yeah, we were proud of the effort from the kids right from the get go. When the season originally started, we didn't know if we were going to get 2 games in, 10 games, or a full season, and we ended up with 19 just because of a couple cancellations because of weather down the stretch. Um, but no, our goal, the kids laid out a goal of being conference champs, and it was there for the taking up till there was 2 weeks left in the season when we lost to Southwind. We were going to need some help. And then last night we dropped a tough battle to Clayton Ridge in overtime. Could have went either way. So we ended up, I guess, in third place, but it was never from a lack of effort. The kids came to practice every day and put it on the line and competed against one another. And the effort, yeah, effort standpoint, I am proud of the kids.
And when you look at a couple of the older players on your team, knowing the fact that you had a pretty young team going in. Your older players seem to lead you. Kelvin Langrick, 15.8 points a game. Garrett Kurtenbach, 13.8 points a game, and some very good games down the stretch here. What made those two perform as well as they did in the regular season?
Well, coming into the year, yeah, like you just said, we were young. Besides having Kelvin Lankert back with playing experience and Garrett Kurtenbach, who's been playing varsity since his freshman year, we were young. All right, it was all new blood in. But them kids just took the lead on the team. They're the emotional, they're the vocal leaders on our team, and they just did a great job of stepping up in big moments. They're unselfish players. You might look and see that they take a lot more shots than maybe our third guy or our fourth guy, but they are unselfish. They're looking to get others involved, but they know when it's time for them to step up and take the big shot. Garrett Kurtenbach hit another big shot last night at the buzzer to send us to overtime to give us an opportunity to win that game last night. And he's this second half of the year, he's really made a bunch of big shots in contested shots. It's not like he's wide open. Teams are aware that he's one of our top scorers and that he wants to shoot the three ball. He has the ability to get to the rim, but he's been hitting shots with hands in his face, coming off screens. He's done a real good job. And then Kelvin, he does a great job of attacking the rim. If you look at him, he's not extremely big. But he's a good athlete, and we talked about this last time we had um, our conversation that he put on 20 pounds, 15, 20 pounds of muscle, and that's really contributed to him being able to finish around the rim. And then the other guys just understand their roles. So we got other guys that can step up and have 10 to 15 any given night. And when we do that, that's the nights that we see a lot of success when we can get that third and fourth score in double digits. But yes, them two did a great job of taking the lead this year.
And you mentioned you had the overtime loss to Clayton Ridge on Thursday night. You had a overtime win earlier this season against North Fayette Valley, and a lot of close competitive ball games. Being the fact you've kind of sensed that pressure throughout the season, do you feel that makes you a little bit more comfortable at the start of tournament play come Monday night?
Got that question last night from a reporter. It'll definitely help. Um, we've had some close games this year, like you just stated. This one is a little different because we are on the losing end of it. The ones that were close, especially the way it went down with us with the lead under a minute and just some mental mistakes is what hurt us. But in terms of playing a lot of close games this year, that's definitely going to benefit us come district play on Monday nights because the kids, they've known how to battle back. We've been down 22 and cut a game to one versus Key High the first time in the fourth quarter. We cut it within one before falling to them. But North Fayette Valley was a tight one. Clayton Ridge was tight both times we played them. MFL was a tight game. So that's 5 or 6 games right there. So that will prepare us come postseason play. I think that'll help with nerves. And yeah, that's definitely going to benefit us moving forward.
And when you look at your district and how it seeded out, Wapsie obviously probably the clear-cut number one. But if you look 2 through 8 in that district, not a lot of separation between your teams. Would you agree?
I agree, 100% with that. It's a tough district. Wapsi's a clear cut number one. Edco is a very strong team. Rochford been playing for many years since he's a freshman, um, and they got a good junior class. And then it's a bunch of our conference schools. Very familiar with each other. Anytime you play a team a third time, that's tough. No matter what the records are, because they're so well scouted. You know each other from year to year, and then within that year. So yeah, it's up for grabs. Wapsie obviously plays in the tough conference over there, playing real good ball. So yes, they're the clear cut number one. But postseason play, throw out the records. Everybody's 0-0. It just who's ready to play, who's going to make a clutch shot. A lot of times, them games come down to one or two plays that decide are the determining factors. So yes, it's going to be a competitive district.
And you look at your matchup against Key High coming up on Monday night. They got you the first time. You got them the second time around. You mentioned you know each other very well. Key High boys basketball has done some things they haven't done in a decade this year, having a very good season, or their best season in about a decade. What's the biggest challenge they present?
They get the ball out of the basket quick. They're very good in transition, but even on makes, that ball is up the sideline. All right, if we don't get backpedaling, we talked about that last time. If you don't get backpedaling, that ball is going to be on you before you even have a clue where it is. So transitioning back is going to be huge. Sprinting back and getting into the paint and working inside out. Diebert puts a lot of pressure on defenses. He's a kid that can go off for 30 any given night, but he also does a good job of distributing the ball to other guys. So a lot of attention goes on him, but the Coda kid, the lefty, seems to make big shots throughout the year. He hit some big ones versus us both games. And then they got other just complementary players, people that understand their roles. And like I said, we split with them this year. We're going to prep. The prep has already started for them. Pat's done a wonderful job over there. Like you said, their first time they've had a winning season in a decade. And they're going to be ready to play. We're going to have our boys ready to play. And it's going to be a good old fashioned battle.
All right, Sully, here's to keeping your team healthy, staying warm over these next few days as well, and hopefully a nice postseason run for Turkey Valley Trojan basketball. We wish you best of luck.
I appreciate it, Darren. Thank you.
Chris Sullivan, head coach of the Turkey Valley Trojan boys.